It's just gone 7 o'clock, about 10 past 7, I think, and we are off to the Booksellers Association Conference and the Gardners Trade Show. So why don't you come with us?
So we've just arrived. Here we are at Hinckley Island for the BA Conference and Gardners Trade Show. It's been a good journey. It only took us about 3 hours. The weather, on the other hand, has not been so good. And we've driven through torrential rain. We've had some lightning, so that's exciting. So Claire, do you want to tell us all about what's going on over the next couple of days?
Well, we will go in a minute and then we'll have a talk sort of welcoming everybody. Then it will be a sort of series of chats. I think we're expecting children's author Louis Stoll and Ian Rankin and Rick Astley is going to be there, so we may well be singing, who knows. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure what a whole group of booksellers will be like singing. If we're given the opportunity to sing, we'll see.
It's quite exciting, really. We don't get out a lot as booksellers, so this is kind of a pretty big thing for us.
I'm not sure that you can put us all in the same box. We don't get out much.
Some of us don't get out very much.
But it's good fun. It's a great way of meeting publishers, catching up with people that we've met for the last couple of years, and just sort of finding out from publishers, them showcasing their books for the next sort of season, really. So it's a good sort of way of us finding out what's up and coming and what to look out for, and we'll see how we go, but we'll catch up with you a little bit later.
We have just been welcomed to Hinckley Island, been listening to two authors. First of all, we met Sir Ian Rankin, who told us about his new upcoming book, which I think is the last instalment of the Rebus series, called Midnight Blue.
And so I sat down and thought, well, what would happen next? It looks quite guilty.
So we queued up to see Ian Rankin. He was really nice, chatted quite a lot to all the booksellers that were waiting to see him. Then we met Louise Stoll. She writes children's books and has written a 4th book in the Loki series. And then we eventually met Rick Astley. So that was really amazing. We thought he was going to sing, but he didn't. But he has written his book Never, which is out next month. I think will be a really interesting read. I think it's he sort of sold it as an opportunity to tell his story, thinking that lots of people felt that they knew him because they're fans and that they've grown up with his music and all that sort of stuff. But actually, I think it will be a really interesting read, told from his perspective. So I'm really looking forward to reading that.
And I just wanted to get into that in a big way.
We had lunch quickly, and then it was all systems go. It's a massive afternoon of publishing, 2 big rooms full of publishers, and it's sort of go around and chat to them and see what's coming out. Always really interesting, a bit backbreaking because you get lots of proofs if you want to take them, and catalogues and all the rest of it. But it's a really good way of networking with the publishers and finding out what's coming up fairly soon.
Now we're going to go and network with the other booksellers. So we've got a drinks thing going on. There's 2 actually, because the people who've started their bookshops this year have got a newbies, have got their own, which is really nice, allows them to kind of do their settling in thing. And for us old hands, us old hands who are 2 years old, get to go to the main one. So we're going to have some drinks, then we're going to go into dinner. Tonight's sponsored by HarperCollins, so we're going to listen to some authors doing their talks about their own books and have a bit of dinner. And we're going to chat with some other booksellers. It's been good fun.
So it's Monday morning. busy day yesterday, feeling a bit tired this morning. We're just about to head off for breakfast, and then we have a publishing breakfast which is sponsored by Bloomsbury, so we're hoping to be introduced to some authors during that and hear about their new books. Then we're off to sort of the sort of introduction from the Booksellers Association. We'll hear about what they've been doing to support independent bookshops, and I think then it will be lunch, and we'll talk to you about what happens after lunch a little bit later on.
And the priorities in it come directly from talking to members to find out what you care about, what grieves you, we do hear about that quite a lot, which is great, and what you want us to do about it.
So today has been the main conference day. So yesterday we had the trade show. Today was very much about conference. So it was about the Booksellers Association. We had there was a couple of speakers. There was a guy called Matt Banker who was from the US, and he specialises in marketing. So it was very much around how do you come across on your website? How do you create that kind of online relationship almost with your customers or potential customers? That was really interesting with some good takeaways.
Please buy from local booksellers. What it does is it puts you in the position of our customers must help us, right? And that puts them in the hero and the guide position.
So after that we had a talk by a guy called DJ. He talked about the RISE program, which allows booksellers to go from one country to another and have a look at other bookshops and see how they do things. How they do things differently, and that seemed like really interesting. He's got an amazing setup with his shop in New Orleans, and he's got a big following online. He does big events, he does some really amazing work within the community, and that's really his thing. It's really about a sort of community, making the bookshop part of that, and sort of enabling a lot of big events. And to get books into the hands of kids and families who otherwise wouldn't have them. And then we had the publishers did sort of a big what's coming up over the next 6 months or so. So we had 16 publishers talk to us about a range of books coming out in the spring, a bit of lunch, and then this afternoon we did skills labs. The skills labs in effect are little workshops where experts across the book selling world talk to us, present ideas of how to deal with those issues, or their little teach-ins. So Claire and I went to talk to was one about emotional overdrafts. So this was a really interesting concept of how kind of in a way you are subsidizing your business's success by kind of an emotional overdraft. You kind of putting yourself through the ringer physically and mentally in order to create that success within your business. So it's been a good day, and we just had some tea and we're just hanging around now. We've got a little bit of time before we have drinks and dinner, and then that's the end of it. Back to the Wonky Tree Bookshop.